So unlike many of its neighboring states, Nebraska has an inheritance tax that must be paid by beneficiaries who receive bequests or distributions from a deceased person. So this differs from an estate tax, which is calculated based on the value of the property owned by a decedent as of the date of their death, and then that tax is paid by the estate, as opposed to the people who are receiving anything. So Nebraska's inheritance tax, the amount of it differs depending on who is receiving property. So property passed from a decedent to a surviving spouse is not subject to inheritance tax. Property passing to so-called Class 1 beneficiaries, which is parents, grandparents, also children, grandchildren, siblings, and lineal descendants or their spouses, is subject to a 1% tax on any amount over $40,000. That is, $40,000 can pass free of inheritance tax. And then over that amount, 1%. The tax jumps to 13% on any property over $15,000 for so-called Class 2 beneficiaries, such as an aunt, an uncle, a niece, a nephew, and then for anyone else who receives anything from a decedent, the tax rate for the inheritance tax is 18% on the value of all property above $10,000. So you only get a $10,000 exemption and then 18% above that. Generally, property that passes to a religious, charitable, or educational organization is exempt from inheritance tax. The procedure for an inheritance tax proceeding starts with creating an inheritance tax worksheet, listing all the property and the beneficiaries and the amount of tax that each will pay. This is then submitted to the county attorney for approval. Once the county attorney has audited this and approved it, an interested person, so that could be the trustee of the decedent's trust or the personal representative of their estate, that interested person will take the worksheet to the probate clerk and petition the court for an order determining and assessing inheritance tax. Usually, beneficiaries will agree to waive notice of any hearing and enter voluntary appearances, but if they disagree with the tax worksheet, this is the point where they can file an objection. The inheritance tax has to be paid within 1 year of decedent's death to the county treasurer. So the process for inheritance tax is county attorney, probate clerk, treasurer. An attorney with experience in estate administration can always assist with this.